You've been staring at the screen longer than you meant to. Thumb hovering. Eyes tired in a way that feels deeper than sleep. Dear heart, part of you wants to move on, to scroll past, to pretend this doesn't matter. Another part of you feels a quiet tightening inside. That sense that if you ignore this, you'll regret it later. You're not dramatic for feeling that. You're not too sensitive. You're not weak. Loved one, you've been carrying a lot, and when you're worn down, even small decisions feel heavy. Maybe you've been thinking, not tonight, I'll deal with it tomorrow. I don't have the energy for this. And underneath those thoughts, there's a fear you don't like naming. What if this was important, and I missed it? My child, I'm not raising my voice at you. I'm drawing closer so you can hear me clearly. This is not a moment for panic or pressure. It's a moment for honesty and care. You've been in that place where numbness feels safer than feeling, where avoiding feels easier than deciding. Precious one, you've been trying to protect yourself from disappointment, from more bad news, from one more thing that asks you to change. And I understand. You've been overwhelmed. You've been disappointed before. You've tried to do the right thing and still felt like you fell short. So you learned to habit delay, minimize, move past, keep going. But tonight, I'm saying this gently. Don't pass this by, not because I want to scare you, because I want to spare you. If the word warned makes your chest tighten, let me soften it for you. A warning from me is not a threat, it is protection. It is love that notices danger and refuses to stay silent. And I know what you've been facing, sweet soul. You've been carrying anxiety like a low hum in your body. You've been tired of making choices. You've been afraid of choosing wrong. You need clarity. You need steadiness. You need to feel safe enough to face what you've been avoiding. Maybe they're a conversation you keep replaying, words you wish you'd said differently, a silence you regret. Maybe they're a decision waiting like an unopened letter, work, health, family, something personal you keep postponing. Beloved, I'm not here to shame you for putting things off. I'm here to help you understand what's happening inside you when you keep stepping around the same thing. Sometimes you don't avoid because you don't care. You avoid because you care deeply, and you're afraid you won't be able to carry the outcome. That fear is real, and it's been shaping your days more than you admit. My dear one, when you keep delaying what matters, the problem doesn't shrink. It quietly grows roots in your nervous system. It shows up as tension, as irritability, as restless sleep, as a mind that can't settle. So I'm calling you into a calmer kind of courage. Not the loud courage that makes a big scene, the quiet courage that tells the truth and takes one honest step. Let me say one short burst, and then I'll speak slowly again. Not a threat, not a trap, not shame. There. That not my way with you. You've been trained by harsh voices in life, voices that demanded instant perfection, voices that punished mistakes, voices that made love feel conditional. Loved one, you may hear warning and think it means rejection is near, but my warning is the opposite of rejection. It's the way I keep you close when harm is trying to pull you away. There's something specific you've been sliding past. You may call it not a big deal. You may call it later. You may call it I'll handle it. But your body knows. Your mind knows. Your heart knows. That quiet unease is not you being dramatic. It's you being aware. My child, I'm not asking you to do everything. I'm not asking you to solve your whole life tonight. I'm asking you not to abandon your own soul by ignoring what you already understand. You don't need a dramatic turning point. You need a gentle return to what is true, to what is wise, to what is healing, to what you've been postponing because fear made it feel too big. Dear heart, Fear has a way of shrinking time. It whispers, if you face this, you'll collapse. If you open this, it will swallow you. If you look closely, you'll discover you're not enough. But fear doesn't predict the future well. It only remembers pain. It only expects loss. Precious one, you are not the same person you were when you first got hurt. You have grown in ways you don't always notice. You've learned. You've survived. You've become more tender and more aware. And you are more capable than your anxiety tells you. Sometimes the thing you keep avoiding is not the task itself. It's the feeling attached to it. The shame. The grief. The discomfort of admitting this matters. And I'm scared. My dear one, you're allowed to admit that. You don't have to disguise it as busyness or indifference. If you're honest, you've been longing for someone steady to sit with you in this. Not someone who lectures. Not someone who rushes you. Someone who can hold the weight without making you feel small. Beloved family, we faithfully continue creating God messages for you each day. Your encouragement truly strengthens this mission. If you would like to support this work, the support link is available in the description and in the comment box below. Thank you for your prayers. Beloved, that is who I am to you. Let me describe what I mean when I say you are warned not to skip this. I mean, don't skip the moment where you come back to yourself. Don't skip the inner check that says I'm drifting. Don't skip the quiet truth you've been pushing down because it disrupts your routine. Don't skip the gentle correction that could save you months of regret. My child, your life is precious. Your heart is tender. Your future matters. So I will not be silent when something is pulling you toward more pain. You might be thinking, but I've ignored things before and I survived. Yes, you survived. But surviving is not the same as living whole. And you were not made to merely endure. You were made to be steady inside, to be free inside, to have a clean, quiet conscience that doesn't keep waking you in the middle of the night. Loved one, there's a difference between guilt and guidance. Guilt crushes your chest and tells you you're bad. Guidance steadies your feet and shows you the next step. What I'm giving you tonight is guidance. So what is the next step? Not 10 steps, not a life overhaul, not a dramatic vow, just the next honest thing, the next truthful sentence, the next kind boundary, the next small repair, the next decision that moves you toward health instead of hiding. Dear heart, this might be about your health, that appointment you keep postponing, that symptom you keep minimizing, that exhaustion you keep normalizing because you've had to keep functioning. I am not trying to frighten you. I'm trying to protect you from the cost of neglect. Small care now can prevent bigger pain later. Or maybe it's about a relationship where you've been shrinking. You've been tolerating things that erode your peace. You've been telling yourself it's fine when your spirit feels bruised. Beloved, you don't have to keep paying with your dignity just to keep the peace. There is a gentle strength available to you, the strength to name what is true without cruelty. Or perhaps it's about your inner life, sweet soul, the way you've been coping, the way you've been numbing, the way you've been scrolling to avoid the quiet. You don't numb because you're evil, you numb because you're tired of hurting. But numbness always charges interest. It asks for more time, more escape, more distance from your own heart. And eventually, it steals your joy too. My child, this is why I'm speaking, not to condemn you, to call you back before you go farther into what drains you. Now listen carefully, beloved. There is something tender about you that I treasure. You still care. Even after disappointments, even after mistakes, even after long seasons of carrying too much, you still care. That caring is not weakness. It's evidence of life. You may feel like you've been inconsistent. Some days you're strong, some days you're scattered. Some days you do well. Some days you disappear into avoidance. Dear heart, inconsistency is often a sign that you're overwhelmed, not that you're hopeless. So let address overwhelm with kindness and clarity, not with self-attack. Here is a gentle truth. When you are overloaded, your mind will look for exits, quick relief, fast distraction, anything that doesn't ask you to feel too much. But the exits don't become a home, they become a loop. And you are tired of loops. You want something real, something stable. My dear one, I can help you break the loop without humiliating you. We start small, we start honest. We start with one clear choice, not to pass by what you already know matters. You might be wondering, what if I face it and it's worse than I thought? Then we face it together, one piece at a time. You don't have to swallow the whole fear in one bite. You take a small sip of courage. You take a small step of truth, and you discover you are still standing. Precious one, I want you to stop imagining that I'm waiting to punish you for not being perfect. That is not who I am. I am the one who teaches you how to repair without drowning in shame, how to change without breaking your spirit, how to grow without becoming harsh. My child, sometimes the most important thing you can do is slow down long enough to listen to what your soul has been saying under all the noise. Because your soul has been speaking in discomfort, in unrest, in that uneasy sense that something needs attention. Ignoring it doesn't make it disappear, it just makes it louder later. So here is what I'm asking, dear heart. Don't skip the quiet moment where you choose to be honest. Not perfect, honest. Honest about what you feel, honest about what you need, honest about what has to change. Loved one, you have core needs you've been trying to outwork. You need rest that actually restores you, not rest that is just collapse. You need safety that isn't dependent on keeping everyone pleased. You need support that doesn't make you feel like a burden. I know these needs. I do not mock them. I do not call them weakness. My dear one, the reason you've been so tired is because you've been carrying what was never meant to be carried alone. And I don't mean you have to say it perfectly. I mean you don't have to hide. You can bring your real self, the self that is scared, the self that is weary, the self that is trying. There is a kind of relief that comes when you stop pretending the problem isn't there. When you finally say, this is real, this matters, I need to handle it with care. That relief doesn't come because the issue vanishes. It comes because you stop fighting reality. And fighting reality is exhausting. Beloved, I want to give you clarity without crushing you. So let's name it. What have you been avoiding because it makes you feel vulnerable? A phone call, a conversation, a decision, a step toward healing. A confession to yourself that something isn't working. Dear heart, vulnerability is not danger when it is held in love, and I can hold you. Now let me offer you one image, only one, so your mind can rest in something simple. Think of a small shelter in sudden weather, not fancy, not permanent, just enough cover to keep you from being soaked. That is what this moment is, a shelter from the storm of avoidance. A place to pause, a place to steady your thoughts, a place to choose wisely without rushing. My child, some warnings are not about punishment. They're about timing. They're about the fact that certain doors become harder to open the longer they're left untouched. Certain habits become stronger the longer they're fed. Certain relationships become more damaged the longer truth is delayed. So I'm telling you now, gently, don't wait until it costs you more. Loved one, this doesn't mean you have to do everything tonight. It means you stop lying to yourself about what needs attention. It means you stop calling the ache nothing. It means you stop saying later when later has been your hiding place. Dear heart, you may have learned that urgency equals violence, that pressure equals control, but this is different. This is a kind urgency. The urgency of someone who knows your worth and refuses to let you drift into what will harm you. My dear one, I'm going to speak to your self-doubt with steadiness. You have told yourself, I always mess it up. I never follow through. I'm too far behind. Those are not prophecies. They are wounds speaking, and wounds can heal. You are not sentenced to repeat the same patterns forever. My child, I'm not asking you to become a different person overnight. I'm asking you to stop abandoning your own growth because it's uncomfortable. Discomfort does not always mean danger. Sometimes it means change is near. Sometimes it means healing is starting to work on what used to control you. Beloved, there are small choices that change the direction of a life. A moment of honesty, a boundary you keep, a habit you interrupt, a step you take even while your hands tremble. And then another small choice, and then another. That is how freedom forms, quietly, steadily, without fanfare. Dear heart, if you're waiting to feel fearless, you may wait a long time, but you can act while still nervous. You can do the right thing with a racing heart. You can choose healing even if it feels unfamiliar. Your fear does not get the final word. My dear one, I want to help you separate what is urgent from what is loud. The loud things shout. The urgent things feel steady. The loud things accuse. The urgent things invite you to be honest. The loud things call you names. The urgent things call you forward with dignity intact. That is how you will recognize my tone. You may be tempted to treat this message like just another piece of content, something you consume and move past. But this is more personal than that, precious one. This is about your life and the inner direction you're setting with the choices you make when you're tired. My child, you don't have to punish yourself to become better. Punishment doesn't heal the heart. It only makes you hide. What heals the heart is truth wrapped in love. And you can live that way, truthful, gentle, steady. Loved one, if you need to start with one thing, start here. Stop making agreements with what harms you. Stop telling yourself the thing that drains you is fine. Stop feeding the pattern that keeps stealing your peace. You can take one step toward what strengthens you. Dear heart, that step might be practical. It might be as simple as scheduling the appointment, sending the message, writing down the decision you've been avoiding, deleting the thing that keeps pulling you back, turning off the noise so you can think. Small steps can be holy when they move you toward life. My dear one, you might be afraid that if you face what you've avoided, you'll feel grief. Yes, you might. You might feel sadness for the time you lost, for the ways you coped, for the parts of you that didn't feel safe. But grief is not your enemy. Grief is how the heart lets go of what is false and makes room for what is real, and you will not drown in it when you move through it gently. Dear child, there are people who used fear to control you. That is why you flinch when you hear strong language. So I'm offering you a different experience now. Firmness that is kind, clarity that is safe, guidance that honors your dignity. You are not being cornered. You are being cared for. Beloved, I want to protect you from one particular danger, the danger of slowly becoming someone you don't recognize. Not overnight, not dramatically, slowly, a little more numb, a little more cynical, a little more isolated, a little more resigned. That slow drift is what I'm interrupting, because you are meant for more life than that, more tenderness than that, more peace than that. Dear heart, you may feel like you've failed too many times to take yourself seriously again. But I take you seriously, not in a harsh way, in a loving way. I honor the part of you that still wants to be whole. I honor the part of you that still wants to be honest. I honor the part of you that still wants to heal. That part of you is not foolish. It is wise. It is alive. My dear one, this is a turning point not because the world is watching, but because your soul is. Your soul is tired of being postponed. Your soul is tired of being told later when it needs care now. So give it care, gently, steadily, without drama. My child, I will say this once, simply. I am with you. Not as a slogan, as a steady presence that does not waver when you take the first step. Loved one, you might still ask, what if I start and I can't keep going? Then you start again. Not with shame, with learning. You learn what made you fall off. You learn what you needed. You learn what support helps you. And you keep moving with wisdom instead of self-hatred. That is how lasting change forms. Dear heart, I want you to feel relief. The relief of knowing you don't have to keep running from yourself. You can face what matters with gentleness. You can make a clear choice without being cruel to your own heart. You can step toward healing and still be human. My dear one, before you close this, before you rush back into noise, pause for one quiet moment. Place a hand on your chest if that helps you feel grounded. Notice the place inside that has been tight. Notice what it needs. Then choose one small step you can actually do. A step that brings you closer to clarity and health. Nothing theatrical, just real. My child, I'm not leaving you to figure this out in the dark. I will guide you with steady kindness. I will keep your dignity intact. I will give you light one step at a time. And when the night feels long, when your thoughts race, when you wonder if you can change, remember this quiet truth. You are precious to me, and your life is worth protecting. So settle now, not into fear, but into a calmer steadiness. I remain near, like a warm presence by the fire, while your heart grows quiet, and your next step becomes clear. Amen. Beloved family, every message you hear is prepared with care and devotion. We continue this mission wholeheartedly. If you would like to help us continue, the support link is provided in the description and in the comment box below. There is no pressure, only gratitude.